Good afternoon, and thank you again for continuing this public service communications role. When we started these daily updates, the forecast number of deaths, if we had taken no action, struck terror into us all. We are protecting lives, and we are protecting the National Health Service. Families across Northern Ireland have stayed at home and helped to flatten the curve, but be in no doubt, this is not the time to take our foot off the pedal or indeed return to our pre-COVID-19 routines. We must stay the course of isolation and social distancing. Those of us in government are working very hard to map out a path to recovery to support every part of society, but the recovery will be graduated one step at a time, importantly taken at the right time. By taking one step at a time, we can protect lives, we can protect our health service, and also, importantly, protect your family incomes. We will work together as an executive to achieve this. The Agriculture Minister has reopened forest parks today with additional important controls in place. He has taken this step after careful consideration, and the parks under his control will be open for people who live nearby, and the car parks will remain closed, and there will be no picnics permitted. Now, I appreciate the impact that staying at home can have on mental health. We want to enable people to have a space to clear their head and to get some fresh air, but any abuse of this will not be tolerated. Earlier today, I had a wonderful visit to Dugan Contracts in Bangor, who are working in partnership with AG Electrical to manufacture face visors for NHS staff. It was a fantastic opportunity to meet employers who are putting people ahead of profits. All across Northern Ireland, there are companies giving freely of their time to make PPE for frontline staff, and we have talked about many of those companies during our press briefings. Collectively, we say a huge thank you. For those of you concerned about the connectivity of Northern Ireland throughout and on the other side of this crisis, be assured we understand your worries and are working with Her Majesty's Government to ensure that our connectivity by road, sea and air is safeguarded so that freight can continue to move in and out of Northern Ireland. For our tourism, hospitality and retail sector, we hear your voice and we are continuing to work to seek to assist. In all of this, our actions must be sensible. We are not out of the woods, nor would we seek to make a dash for the exit. To do so would be foolish and to risk a second wave which would undo all of the good work which we have collectively been involved in over this last few weeks. And while it is sensible for the public and private sector to be considering how we reboot, we must not lose sight of our primary focus to flatten the pandemic and to follow the public health advice. All of us need to think about what society may look like when restrictions are gradually lifted and how it will function. The global economy has taken a huge hit as a result of COVID-19, a hit that will have long-term implications for the way the public and private sectors operate for years to come. But we must all face the reality that when the initial threat recedes and the first wave of this pandemic is over, it will not be business as usual. Everyone in a position of responsibility in the public and private sector need to prepare for a new normal by asking questions such as, can I facilitate remote working among my employees? Are there technological solutions we have introduced to the way we do business during the crisis that are working and could continue once the initial COVID-19 threat recedes? And are there creative ways to keep production lines going whilst guaranteeing the safety of our workers? Can shift patterns be altered over the course of a week to meet the safety needs of employers and also the demands of our customers? Those are questions we're all going to have to wrestle with over the next coming months. Before I hand over to the Deputy First Minister, I wanted to give a brief update on the business grant schemes. And in respect of the 25,000 scheme, which, as you know, just opened yesterday, there have already been 2,096 applicants. In relation to the £10,000 scheme, that has had 19,138 applicants, 16,033 or 338 has been paid to date, and a further 655 of those will be paid today. Michelle.